Hi guys, Berry Babe checking in. My husband went to the library to work on his Lions Club newsletter, so I'm taking this advantage to vlog. Today is VLCD 4. This morning I was down 2.8 for a total of 13.2 in 3 VLCDs, and that was with no loading. I am delighted. Last night before I went to bed, my ankle is usually 9 inches. Last night it was 10. So I knew I was really swollen. I've been drinking tons of water. I'm eating tons of salt because I do bone broth twice a day, a cup and a half each time. So usually when I would do P2, I would have electrolyte issues because of lack of salt. So when I did keto for a while, I got really used to salt. Now I just really salt things heavily. And so I was 152.2 this morning. OMG. It's like, oh, if I just hang in there, I'll get back into the 140s. I am just hanging on, white knuckling it. There are so many eating triggers just from the camping, and we are in seafood heaven. I'm not much of a seafood person per se, but a lot of colorful come eat here kinds of enticements. My husband is doing HCG, although he's doing a little more quasi-keto. He's probably doing H2O, but he's exceeding probably protein and fat calories. If you can hear that whistling, they're getting ready to move the trailer next door. I think that's the brakes. Anyway, I've been drinking tons of water. I have been MOP for what I do for my program. I have been amazed. I knew I was holding a lot of water. I put on weight. Once I hit 150, I just zoomed. But I was eating a lot of crap, a lot of sugar, a lot of carbs, and enjoying them. But because of my surgeries, it also really messes with my digestive system, and so I tend to have bathroom issues. So it's almost either feast or famine now that I'm doing very conservative eating. I'm starting to have the other problem, and we'll have to start using stool softeners and laxatives, I have a feeling. Been doing a lot of water, have not been doing much exercising. We brought our bikes, but I'm so out of shape. I've done HCG so much that I haven't exercised, and then I fractured my foot. Not a big break where I had to put a cast on, but enough so before I left home I couldn't pound on my treadmill, and even when I'm just walking, there's some soreness there. So I am really feeling like a weak old lady. I need to get back to, not back to, I never have, strength training. Odds and ends now and then. I have a Pilates reformer at home, and when I get home, I may start that, and then once I'm off HCG, I'll start going to the Y and working out big time. So, what have I been doing? Not much. My husband went to his Lions Club meeting yesterday, and I went to a place for the second time, pottery something. It's like this huge warehouse just full of everything you can imagine, and kitchen gadgets. I found some of the kitchen gadgets that I've been looking for years. Square cooling racks, and I got some teeny little fry pans that I had seen in them in DC. But two things. One is to make when I make my keto pancakes with the cream cheese and egg. I've been using the round bottom of my smallest fry pan, and it makes it like this big. So I've got a little square one, so I can make a square one, and it'll be easier to find. I like to put wax paper between them and put them in the freezer, and this will be easier to find a container, and they'll take up less space in the freezer. So I was excited about that, and I got 4. And 2, I want to cut the handles off and use them in the little oven, because for keto there are a lot of make your own breads or English muffins or things like that, and I thought I could use those like mini cake pans to make some of that stuff. So but I still am not doing keto, and once again, you know, I'm thinking about cheating. I'm planning on cheating. There's a restaurant that I want to go to before we leave that is pretty unique, and I had the meal once already early on, and it was very good, and I want to go back. But I want to get into the 140s before I do that. So I don't know if it's going to be, if I'm going to like be so happy to be back in the 140s that I give myself permission, or that I'm so happy to be in the 140s I stay strong. I blew 3 yellow blips on the ketonics this morning. I was 0.7 on the blood ketone meter, and my blood sugar was 82. So things are looking good. I just did a keto strip, and I'm between the moderate, the light and the moderate. So I'm definitely in ketosis at a moderately low level. So when I eat carbs, that's going to knock me out, and I'll gain water weight, and then I'll have to take it off again. And it's not a real big deal, except I'm so vulnerable, you know, when I just, from day to day, from minute to minute, I did not dump all of the crap that was left over from my heavy-duty eating. And the reason I didn't, I put it out of sight mostly. The reason I didn't was that I knew a lady once when I was doing Overeaters Anonymous that said she never got in, she lost a lot of weight. She didn't keep it off, but she lost it originally. And she said she never got into an elevator without a candy bar in her purse because she was afraid of not having what she needed when she needed it. And I'm the same way. When I cleared everything out and there was no possibility, I felt, I don't know what to, it was very unsettling. It was, I couldn't, if I wanted to, like, almost like prison. And you know, I have always hated going into like summer camp, going into places where other people dictated what kind of food you were given and how much you were given and what you had to eat. And some of the worst times of my life were when I was at camp and I was forced to eat things that I didn't care for. I'm a very picky eater and tremendous gag reflexes, and so lima beans with bug juice, swallowing them like pills, you know, until they cut off the bug juice because that was pure sugar. So having them around, I come across them from time to time. Right now I'm strong enough, it's not a problem. You know, I have no, right this minute I need to be 142, 144 when I go back to see Danik. Other than that, and that's April 15th. So other than that, I'm going to be pretty loose, I'm afraid. And once I loosen up, then once you start something, it's hard. So I'm, you know, commit one day at a time. It's the draw of the scale. And I know that I have tremendous losses in the beginning when I don't cheat. And then it just slows way down. So I'm trying to ride the great losses for as long as they happen before I start diddling around. But it's not easy. It's just like, just one bite. Just, how about just one bite? Bargain with myself. But I know. And so I have, it's not been easy to go into grocery stores and things. We went into Piggly Wiggly. We love Piggly Wiggly. And my youngest daughter gets a kick out of it. And I think there was a movie with Reese Witherspoon where they talked about going to the Piggly Wiggly, and so that's just a way southern thing, that we always have to go to Piggly Wiggly. And I got a Piggly Wiggly t-shirt, and I got one for my daughter. Hers is much more classy. Mine is yellow, which is not a great color for me, but it has the Piggly Wiggly pig on the front. It hasn't been through the washer yet, but I'll get it out. Right now I'm wearing Pensacola t-shirt. So we are at Big Lagoon State Park, which is technically considered Pensacola, but it's far from the city. And so pretty much, what are we doing? I'm working puzzles. We're now going to the library. I went for a couple hours last night. I am starting to realize how much time I spent watching vlogs, because in the hour and a half we were there, I didn't get through that many. And I apologize, because I know I do long vlogs. Just kind of, I turn it on and I just talk until I run out. And I apologize for that, because it uses up the data. So once I get home, I'll have to start getting ready for the wedding. I've got all those centerpieces to make and the house to super clean. And I know it's July 15th, but the time will just fly. It'll just fly. So I will try to upload this tonight. It's supposed to rain later, so we're planning to go back to the library. It is so slow though. Oh my God. I told my husband this time I was going to borrow his phone so I could watch vlogs while mine was uploading, because there I sat, and they have some nice easy larger padded chairs, like with armrests, and we found a pair right by the front door, where there's a plug right behind, and there was a desk there, so he was able to work on his newsletter last night on his computer, and I was able to keep my phone plugged in. But I just sat there while the thing uploaded, and I could have been watching vlogs, so I told him next time that was what I was going to do, was going to borrow his phone, because I can plug in subjects, you know, for those of you that I watch all the time. And I'm slowly catching up, so I've been out of the loop, and I apologize for that. Hopefully, you know, I'm here for a while. Once we head out, we leave next Thursday, I think. Today's Wednesday, and we leave a week on Thursday. And so those days I won't have any access to the Wi-Fi, or if we're on a day where we don't get a chance to go to the library, I may not be able to vlog or upload it. But so today is Wednesday, March 1st, and the Whoosh Fairy is alive and well in Florida. Bye for now, guys.